According to information circulating from retired PLA officer Yao Cheng, Beijing saw a stunning late-night development. The claim, all military members of the Central Committee, both full and alternate, have jointly submitted a proposal to remove Xi Jinping from his post as chairman of the Central Military Commission. If true, this would represent the first open institutional challenge to the top of China's power hierarchy in decades. Some analysts suggest the standoff between the military establishment and the supreme authority could reach its peak at the ongoing Fourth Plenum. Names being whispered in this alleged confrontation include Zhang Yuxia, senior generals, party elders, and core power brokers within the system. Whether this is a coordinated maneuver, a pressure tactic, or simply political smoke remains unclear, but one thing is certain: the next 48 hours could shape the trajectory of China's political future. So how did we get here? The Fourth Plenum of the 20th Central Committee opened in Beijing on October 20th. The declared centerpiece, sketching the outline of the next 5-year economic plan, what's often referred to as the 15th Five-Year Plan. That means goals for growth, technology, trade, and social stability. It's the kind of meeting designed to project predictability. But here's where it gets interesting. High-level personnel actions landed right before the session. In a system where sequencing is strategic, timing is a message. Let's review the facts, step by step. Fact number 1. A cluster of senior generals faced expulsion. On the eve of the plenum, 9 generals were announced as expelled from the party and from military service. Among them, several held or had held top roles connected to political work, joint operations, and key theater commands. One of the highest-profile names, Weidong, a Politburo member who also served as a vice chair of the Central Military Commission, or the CMC. Why does this matter beyond personalities? Because every removal from the Central Committee, or CMC, creates a vacancy that must be handled within strict procedural rules. It's not just a headline about discipline, it's an engineering problem inside the political machine. Fact number 2, the numbers don't add up neatly. The 20th Central Committee began with 205 full members and 171 alternates. When full members are removed, the usual practice is to elevate alternates in rank order. But many of the recent departures are from the military system. The alternates next in line are not necessarily from the military. That creates a mismatch between where the vacancies are and who's eligible to fill them, at least by the standard sequence. Why is that a problem? In China's system, certain military positions conventionally align with Central Committee status. If a newly appointed commander isn't already an alternate member, there's no automatic slot to elevate him into, unless the leadership uses an extraordinary mechanism to add full members now and seek formal confirmation later at the next party congress. That keeps the machinery moving, but it also signals that routine pipelines are under stress. Fact number 3. The Central Military Commission headcount shrank. With probes into several senior figures, the Commission's membership dropped from 7 to 4. That's not a soft detail. It affects decision bandwidth at the apex of military command and political oversight. So, what are the scenarios? Scenario A. Strict sequence. Alternate members are elevated in order, even if they're not military, and separate administrative appointments handle the uniformed roles. This preserves rules, but risks a gap between political rank and military responsibility. Scenario B. Targeted additions. The plenum or subsequent meetings add full members outside the standard sequence, with formal back confirmation at the next party congress. This solves alignment quickly, but underscores the exceptional nature of the moment. Scenario C. Hybrid. Some sequence, some exceptional adds. Minimizing friction while signaling control. Each path is legal within the system. Each path also tells you how much flexibility the center is willing to use to stabilize command chains fast. Names matter here not because of personality narratives, but because they map to functions. CMC vice chair slot with Weidong out Watch whether a current CMC member is elevated to vice chair. The most straightforward signal would be promoting from within the existing group to restore the conventional two vice chair format. Defense minister's status. The current defense minister has not, until now, been concurrently seated on the CMC, a break from common practice whose logic hasn't been publicly explained. If that changes, it suggests a push to resynchronize policy, diplomacy, and command oversight. Political work system. Several removals touched the political work apparatus, the system that manages ideology, discipline, and personnel within the armed forces. Rapid, credible replacements here are critical for internal confidence. This isn't simply about titles, it's about the speed and clarity with which command authority is re-established across the rocket force, Navy, the People's Armed Police, joint operations, and key theaters. Mainstream official communications present these moves as part of ongoing discipline and organizational strengthening. Meanwhile, some commentators are testing bolder language. A Taiwan-based analyst writing in New Talk framed the pre-plenum military reshuffle as a political shock affecting multiple core systems at once. Whether one agrees with that phrasing or not, it highlights the breadth of portfolios touched in a short period. Several opinion pieces in overseas Chinese language outlets argue this reflects a deeper crisis of trust inside the military. One columnist for the Epoch Times described it as a breakdown of confidence. Again, that's a view, not an official assessment. But the fact that such language is circulating and resonating with some audiences matters for perception. Why use attribution here? Because separating analysis from advocacy preserves credibility. The data points are verifiable, the timing, the titles, the headcounts. Interpretations vary. Our job is to map the range of interpretations and test them against events. Personnel changes weren't confined to the military. On the same day the plenum opened, Beijing announced new appointments and removals among several ambassadors. One notable shift: China's representative to the World Trade Organization was replaced. This matters for three reasons. Trade negotiations. The WTO post sits at the intersection of global rulemaking and bilateral pressure, changing the face at Geneva, especially after a year of difficult U.S.-China talks, is a signal either of routine rotation or of a recalibrated approach. Message management. Western officials have publicly criticized aspects of recent talks. Rotating the interlocutor can lower the temperature and reset working channels, regardless of whether the decision predates the criticism. Portfolio realignment. When the external portfolio shifts in tandem with domestic reshuffles, it hints at an effort to align negotiating posture abroad with political priorities at home. Is this about optics, substance, or both? The safest read: a bit of both. Optics buy time. Substantive alignment determines outcomes. In the capital, security around major meetings is standard. Reports this week describe stepped-up controls and a highly managed environment. At the same time, anecdotal reactions suggest limited public engagement with the plenum's economic agenda. That doesn't mean the agenda lacks content. It means the signal is competing with a louder story about personnel and power. There was also chatter on social media claiming a public reappearance of former Foreign Minister Qin Gang at a cultural event. Without official confirmation, that remains unverified and should be treated as such. The key point isn't the rumor, it's the environment in which rumors travel fast when official information is scarce. Over the next few days, 5 indicators will tell us which trajectory we're on. CMC composition. Do we see immediate backfilling of the vice chair role and restoration of a 7-member structure, or does a slimmed-down board persist? Central committee replacements? Are alternates elevated strictly by rank order, or do we see exceptional additions tailored to fill military slots? Defense portfolio. Does the defense minister gain a CMC seat? If yes, that points to a tighter policy command nexus. Political work system appointments. Watch for credible, experienced figures placed in political work and joint operations oversight, key to restoring internal assurance. External messaging. Does the new WTO envoy and other ambassadors signal continuity or a reset in tone and tactics during upcoming trade interactions? Each indicator has real-world consequences: procurement decisions, training tempos, alliance planning by neighbors, and the investment climate for firms exposed to China's defense-adjacent industries. If replacements are rapid, rule-consistent, and credible, expect a message of consolidation and continuity. If the process leans on exceptional mechanisms and takes time, expect a message of flexibility under stress, still manageable, but with greater policy uncertainty in the short term. We'll keep reading the board by actions, not adjectives, appointments, titles, and timing. Feel free to watch other episodes on my channel. See you there.